welcome to another video. And this video is going to be a slightly different thing that I'm going to be doing as compared to the rest of the videos that I've done on this channel. I've gotten a few messages on Instagram about what tools I use, to what I do to work on the cars, so again, most of the stuff I work on is the S4, the Q7, and the Jeep. I just figured I'll just make a video, give you guys a toolbox tour, what tools I have. There's really nothing special, but I might as well just make a video and show you guys around. When it comes to the tools that I have, this is definitely no overnight Cinderella story. It's all started with actually my dad got me a gift from Sears. So Sears, when they used to be an in-person store, they had like this mechanic starter set. It was like a 500 or 400 piece starter set. So it was like a toolbox, like a plastic cube with all these tool sockets, wrenches, and this and that, and that's what I started off with. That was my first set of tools that I owned from my dad. And then as time went on, there's some things I changed out, like the ratchets, because the ratchet that came were just like the fixed ratchets, and I'm a huge fan of the swivel ratchet, so I kind of started changing things out in here. But there's a lot of stuff that I still have in my toolbox that are still Craftsman from that starter set. When it comes to the tools, I'm not somebody who leans specific on just one brand of tools. I have a wide variety of tool brands that I have. So I mostly go on what's the better deal. Like either if it's going to Amazon, getting the tools, Harbor Freight, Sears. I know that's not open anymore, but I mean, back in the day, Sears. So yeah, it's just a wide variety of tools. And as long as they do the job and for a good deal, count me in. First, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a tour of the toolbox before I open up the tools. Kind of like the things that I have, up on top right here. So I obviously have my dry erase marker, with notes, stuff like that on each cars. I have a little Bluetooth speaker to listen to music, batteries for the light, a charger for my drills, my impact, hearing aid, gloves, and towels. And now, as far as the toolbox itself, this is a US General. It's obviously the color blue. At the time, I got this for a pretty good deal from Harbor Freight, and I really, really love this toolbox. If there's one thing that I can do, if I knew, I was gonna have a little bit of a bigger garage, a little bit more space, I would have gone with the bigger toolbox. But because at the time when I got this toolbox in the house that I was living in, I couldn't really have the space for a larger toolbox, so this toolbox right here was the perfect size as far as I needed. And it's even still right now, it's able to fit everything that I need except for one tool. But other than that, I mean, I love this toolbox. It's definitely come in handy, and it's definitely doing its job. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and start showing you guys the tools that I own. So I'm gonna start from the top shelf and work my way down to the bottom. So the first shelf is my socket and ratchet drawer. So on this side, I have all metric. On this side, I have my standards. So I'll go ahead and show you guys around. So here's like some of my breaker bars. Again, these are all from Harbor Freight, the majority of it. There's a few Craftsman. And then here's my sockets. Again, most of these are Craftsman. These black impacts, these are gear wrench. And these are, I already forgot the name, Tecton impacts. So like I said, I have a variety of different tool brands, as long as they do the job. So here's my Torx, my hex sockets, my Torx sockets. I definitely have a variety in my standards. So here's my metric standards. My specialty sockets, so like right here, these are like for spark plugs. These are my larger Torx. And here's like my conversions, from a 1/4 to 3/8, some swivel impacts, and then just the regular swivels. Here I have the triple. So there's one type of tool that you definitely need if you're working on Audis and VW. Is this right here, a triple square. So I have the short triple squares, and then I have the longer extended triple squares. So this is definitely a must-have tool to have, are these right here. here I have my long extension hex. And these are swivels, and these really do come in handy for really tight spots where you can't approach the bolt straight on. And back there I have my impacts. Again, these are standard. And here's are my standard sockets. You know, I have them in order from 1/4, 3/8, and then whatever I have up here is a 1/2 inch. So, I mean, all the silver ones are Craftsman. The black ones are Gear Wrench, and these are my impacts. Right here, I have my extensions. I have a variety of the 1/4 inch, 3/8, and then the 1/2 inch. And right here, this was actually, before I got a digital torque wrench, this was actually my first close to digital torque wrench I had. And what's this one? It's an AC Delco. So I kind of used this. It's helped me a few times, but because it's so bulky, I eventually saved up some money and actually got myself an actual digital torque wrench, because before I actually had the clicky torque wrench. So yeah, there's kind of, you know, a little bit of conversion too for my drills right here. Spark plugs, spacer, gappers, whatnot. A 10 mil crow. This is very important. So yeah, so that is the top part of my shelf, and I'll go ahead and move on to the next part. Next drawer are my wrenches, and these are just like the fixed wrenches, nothing special. So on this side, again, trying to keep, you know, the same pattern with my sockets. On this side right here, I have all my metric wrenches. Here I have my standard wrenches, and in the middle, I have kind of like the little miniature wrenches, with the exception of this big one right here. There's a 24 mil, and actually I use this for when you do the timing. And on this side right here, these are like my flatheads and my Phillip head screwdrivers. So again, these are all Craftsman. So this is part of that starter set that I got several years back. So here I have like some like little cheapo flatheads. These I kind of like use as pry bars, like anything like hammers, chisels, pry bars. That's what I use these for. And for the ones that actually do the job, that's what these ones here are for. And I have like little smaller wrenches. I mean, not wrenches. Screwdrivers and little flatheads. Drawer, again, these are also wrenches, and these ones have the little I can't even think of the name right now, but they have these. I use these way more than I do these fixed ones, because these definitely help out a lot. So again, as before, these are all my metric, standard, and then have like my little shorties here on this side. Again, metric, standard, and here's my crescent wrenches right here. And here I have a little bit, so I have some box cutter knives, I have my blades, calipers to measure some stuff. Here I have some Allen wrenches, so you can definitely see Craftsman. So I still have the set from that starter. Allen wrenches, and here I have some easy outs. So these are like, you know, extracting bolts that have been stripped. I have a variety of different types. And here's another gauge caliper right here in this shred box. And that's pretty much it for this drawer right here. Here are some of my favorite tools. So these are actually my digital torque wrenches. So I have total of 3 types of digital torque wrenches. I like the mid-grade, the lower end, the mid-grade, and then the one that's for like a little bit higher torque. So this is my 1/4 inch torque wrench. It's a gear wrench. It does the job. I like it. But my favorite digital torque wrench is actually the Snap-on. So obviously these do cost a little bit, but you can find these on a good deal on eBay used. And here is my my digital torque wrench from Snap-on. And again, like if there's one tool from Snap-on, I love these torque wrenches. So if you own one of these, you definitely know what I mean as far as like really good. I wish I could have gotten this one in the 1/4 inch, because I would rather prefer this brand over the gear wrench when it comes to the digital torque wrench. This right here is my favorite tool. It's my 1/2 inch Snap-on digital torque wrench. Again, with my 3/8 digital torque wrench. This one, this is the one tool that I can't fit inside the toolbox, which is sadly, but I love this. So again, I got this on a pretty good deal used, and it was definitely in good condition. So yes, so if there's anything that's, you know, name brand, top of the line tool brand, these Snap-on digital torque wrenches are amazing. I definitely love them. Here I just have miscellaneous. I have a boroscope here, like a little leveler for like hanging things on the wall. My locks, and a little stud finder right there. Here, it's a little bit of a mess, but here I have like some pliers, different size of pliers, some wire strippers, this and that. I have a little bit of different bits right here, all different sizes, and then here's the handle I use for whatever bits I need. And here's another set of Torx right here. So these are a lot smaller just in case. The only time I really use this is for the steering wheel. So if you ever remove the steering wheel, you definitely know what I mean, especially when it comes to the Audis. The next drawer, this is my kind of like my little inventory that I have saved up. So I have stuff for like the Q7 and the S4. So pretty much what this all entails is I have a bunch of O-rings. Different screws here and there. I got, some dipstick, my clutch alignment tool, the Audi, the stereo right here, the little keys, some sockets right here for the oil cap. I have a variety, a crank seal. So this is kind of like my little, like I said, inventory. So in case if there's anything that I need, I usually have like the things that I have the mostly that I use. A lot of O-rings, definitely, that I hold on to, again, some valve covers. So this is like in case if something were to happen, I have it in stock and I don't have to like order it and wait online. Just like some wheel caps for the lug nuts. So that's pretty much what this is, my little inventory little drawer. So this has definitely come in handy, especially when working with Audis. I definitely recommend stocking up on some little inventory of O-rings that you think that you go through a lot. Next drawer, so I have some measuring tapes. I have some air fitting connections, electrical tape, more tape, and also picks. So picks do come in handy a lot. So again, nothing special with this drawer. So now these next two drawers right here are kind of like more like my detailing, because I do like to detail on my own car. So here I have several polishing compounds right here. I got some stuff to do ceramic coat. I have some sandpaper, different types of grade of sandpaper. I have some, different types of Loctite, some gasket sealer, some O-ring grease, just a variety of different things. Here I have like my chisel, so I kind of like want to do a little bit of body work, which is very rarely. I only used this really once when I did the conversion to the Euro tailgate on the S4. Then you have my plastic razors and the box of different plastic razors. That's pretty much what's inside this drawer right here. And in here I have kind of like my mallet, some hammers, a rivet, some scissors, a little scraper right here again. So nothing too special here in this drawer. So in here on the last bottom drawer, so there's a little bit more of my detail. So here I have my buffer pad, different pads and sizes. I get more backing plates right here. I have a few stickers right there. Again, more different pads, more different type of polishes right here that I use. Here I have like a little air nozzle polish. I think this is pretty cool for actually your smaller areas. And just some more, just more backing plates really. So this is like pretty much just my polishing, body detailing drawers right here. Next drawer, the last drawer in the toolbox, is my power tools. Again, I don't have that much. I only have 3. I have the drill, the one, the smaller impact, and then my 3/8 impact, which I actually use quite a bit. And then I have some drill bits, some of my batteries down here, some more bits. Here's my meter to, measure, resistance, volts, stuff like that. That is a complete tour of my toolbox. So next, I'll kind of go ahead and talk about the shelves, what I have. So here I have just kind of a lot of miscellaneous stuff here. But on the top shelf, again, this kind of goes in relationship with my detailing stuff. So I do detail my own car. So I have, different soaps, a whole different type of variety of just a lot of cleaning stuff. If you do clean your own car, you definitely know what I mean. So yes, I do have quite a bit of stuff here. As far as when it comes to detailing. Here I just have like my microfiber cloths, a bucket. Now here kind of goes more into like my oil. So here I have my engine oils. So here I have my stuff for the Q7. Right here I have oil for the S4. Here I have like kind of like little additives here and there. For when the time comes, I'll be using this. Here in the corner right there, I have my coolant. That's for both the Q7 and the S4. Here I have some gear oil. So right now I have these on standby for right now, because right now in the S4 right now, I'm actually running this gear oil right here. So when the time comes, and when I get the time actually, I'll go ahead and be switching over to this red line gear oil. So I have that. Here I have my power steering oil here. I got brake fluid, more gear oil right here. So here I have some saran wrap. Has a little heat reflective shield. Here I have my power bleeder, so whenever I bleed the brakes, I can use that. That's another pretty cool handy tool, especially if you're doing the work by yourself. Having a power bleeder is definitely a really great help. So here in this box, I have my S4 timing tool. So whenever I did the video on the timing tools, that's what's in here in that box. Here I have my oil extractor. Again, if you do approach it from the dipstick to extract the oil, this is definitely a really good tool to have. Here I have some rags and some little miscellaneous like tool socket holders right there. And also one thing, just, I just, finished giving you guys a tour of like, oils, different type of fluids. I think that's really a crucial, important thing to have in your garage, because, you never know when you need coolant, or you need, change the oil right away, or, you're running low on, I don't know, some other type of fluid. So I think it's definitely, I recommend to have some in stock just in case, because if say something does happen and you need to change out the fluid, or you're running low on a certain fluid, you have it in hand and you don't have to like wait to order it. Depending where you are, if you can only order it online, or if you can actually go in person and purchase it. But I definitely recommend is here on this side of the garage, I have two different types of benches. I have my jack stands, and I have two floor jacks. And here I have some empty engine oil bottles, and whenever I do switch oils, I can go ahead and top that off with the old oil. On this side of the garage, I have my air compressor, and again, this one's I really like this air compressor. It's actually really quiet when it's turned on. When I do have it turned on, you really can't hear it from inside the house, especially from my kids' rooms. You cannot hear this when this thing is on. Here I have the again, this is from Harbor Freight. My air hose right here, so it definitely comes in handy. This is definitely a tool you must need. And then also here to crawl underneath the car when I want to get my back dirty. So this creeper is definitely a good thing to own. Pretty much the tour of my little workshop, what I use when I work on the cars. Again, I don't have any, there's really no need to have like special tools, with the exception of like the triple square, especially when you're working on engines. But other than that, like, it's just your basic tools. You don't need to have, the fancy of everything. You can be like me, like start off with, the mechanic set from Sears, the 500 piece mechanic set. And then, as time goes on, you start buying new things, upgrading new things, or if you're someone who sticks to one certain brand of tools, that's okay too. But like I said before in the beginning, like I'm more of like, which one has the better deal? Does Amazon have a better deal? Does Harbor Freight have a better deal? Does another place have a better deal, or buying it off of eBay have a better deal? So that's pretty much what I mostly do. And so far I have the tools that I own. None of them has really given me any issues at all. Nothing has broken on me. Like obviously I've seen reviews on Amazon. Things break, don't break, it's a junk, don't waste your time. I've read all those not all of the comments, but I've read the majority of those comments, and it's a gamble, and there's some tools I feel like it's not worth going with that specific brand. I'd rather get like a better, maybe a name brand or whatever that may be. But overall, I'm really happy with the tools that I own. And I'm thankful for the tools that I have as well, because it's definitely taken quite a bit of a time, to collect the tools that I have, especially the more that I've worked on the S4 with time, there's a lot of tools that I do end up getting. So, who knows, like a month from now, there might be another special socket or a different tool that I may need. But other than that, you know, I don't think I'll ever be finished with buying tools. I'm sure there's always gonna be something new and shiny that I need to get to be part of my toolbox collection. For those that have asked me on Instagram what tools I have and whatnot, hopefully if you are watching this video, that this video has been of great help to you. So, and you learned something new. So I'm gonna end this video now and hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys have a good one. Thanks.